I just have a few announcements to make. First one is, as I've been telling you all, and I'll just repeat it again, I'm going to take a few days off, Thursday and Sunday, and I think it's necessary because the last month or two has been just really powerful, and I want this meditation to be fresh, always fresh, so that I can give the best of myself to each and every person that attends. And sometimes you got to take a break from what you're doing, let everything absorb, and let the universe work on you. And then you bring a whole new level of creativity to whatever it is you do in your life. So I've decided that I'm going to take this Thursday and Sunday. The next class will be on Monday. Does anyone have a question they would like to ask?
I have a question, Stuart. I volunteer every Tuesday at the mission. One of the women I work with said to me yesterday,
Excuse
"Don't."
me, I
Sorry,
didn't understand what you
sorry. I every Tuesday I volunteer at the mission, and one of the supervisors there said to me yesterday, "Don't worry about anything. God's going to fix everything in the United States." And I looked at her and I didn't know how to respond, and I said, "She said, do you believe in God?" And I said, "I have my own relationship with God, and I ask God every day for help to grow and heal."
What is your question? What is your question?
I didn't, it took me aback when she said that to me, and I didn't know what to say except I ask God every day for help to
Well, then
grow.
don't say anything. What are making yourself crazy? I mean, if you know what you do and your practices and what your connection with God is, you don't have to tell anybody anything. I mean, and the person, well, if you don't believe in such and such, you're gonna rot in hell, and crap like that. And it's okay. Great. I'm glad everything's gonna get fixed in America. Which I sincerely doubt. I mean, God makes it this way so that we learn how to fix ourselves.
Yeah. I kind of wanted to say that, what you just said.
Well, it's true. Well, we live in a crazy world, and I've said it a million times. The only person we can really fix in this planet is ourselves. And get people to do that is one of the most difficult things there is to do on the earth. Fix themselves, get their own connection with God, open to higher energy, learn how to function here like a human being. You know, learn how to function here with joy, with love, and all the things I talk about. And all the rest of it, hey, it's a circus. It's Maya. It's all an illusion. What's to fix? There's nothing to fix. And I can't remember a day in my life, as I've said at least 1,000 times, where the world hasn't been crazy. Not one day. And finally, I had to realize I can't fix this, but I can fix me. I can build my connection with higher energy. And in doing that, I can truly serve people that want to learn how to do that. Takes a big load off your shoulder. I mean, I told you all once, I once had a conversation with God, and I said, this is your place here. I can't fix this. It's your job. I can fix me and serve you as deeply as I possibly can serve higher energy in the universe. And just learn to be a happy person, to enjoy this miracle of life that we're all given, and not to get strung out in all the Maya, all the illusion, all the politics, all the madness. It's like the title of my book, Madness Falling from the Sky. That's what it is. And I won't even, I mean, look, I didn't make up that line. I got it from Rabindranath Tagore. That's where I got this. In one of his poems, I couldn't believe that line. And it always stayed with me. And when I wrote the book, I said, you know, that's the title of the book, Madness Falling from the Sky. Why? Understand? As a perpetual teacher of where we have to go to get answers, where we have to go, to truly learn how to live here like human beings. Because every time we go out there, it doesn't work. Fixes a little thing here, and then there's 9 other situations over there. And it's always crazy. But we can learn how to be happy people. We can learn how to enjoy this wonderful gift that we're given called life. Without having to fix it. And it all turns around, it's just Maya, it's just an illusion. And yes, people get hurt, people go hungry, people lose their jobs. What's going on today? It's just crazy. But at the same time, each one of those individuals can use what is going on in this world to learn how they can build a spiritual life. Each person, the 80,000 people they're firing in the department of whatever it is, each and every one of them can learn to use that experience as a way of going deeper inside themselves and getting a connection with higher energy. I told my daughter, this is really interesting. She started to study with me, which I think is the most wonderful thing that's happened. And I have short classes with her on Zoom. And I told her, I said, if you do this meditation, was worried about a job and working. And I said, within 1 month, you will have a job if you do this meditation. She started doing the meditation. I think she got 4 interviews already since the meditation started for jobs, good jobs. And people like her and they know the second and third. And, I don't know how those corporations work. You got to go through 400 interviews before they hire you. But, all of a sudden, bingo. She went back, she's doing bar, and to get her physically healthy, the whole energy started to change. And I'm a very happy guy doing this meditation with this person who, for years was making herself really having a difficult time with life. So what I'm saying is we can fix something ourselves. And this is not egotistical, because if you fix yourself, one of the ingredients in that bouillabaisse is compassion for other human beings and service, being willing to not just talk about gratitude, as I say all the time, but be willing to do something to contribute to life. That's the soup. One of the ingredients when you get the perfect soup that you're making in yourself is compassion for the sufferings of other people, patience, forgiveness in dealing with other people. Because if you don't have those ingredients, forget about it. There's just going to be chaos inside you. Because there's always going to be people coming along that are going to bring bullshit. Always. You know? And we need to learn to give. Otherwise, we can't go on. We can't continue in our journey, getting closer to God, closer to Spirit. Mm.
Mm.
Does anyone else have a question?
Thank you, Stuart.
You're welcome.
Stuart, I have a question.
This one,
As we continue to do our inner work, can you speak more about this piece you mentioned about freshening ourselves?
what's the question?
The question is, could you expand upon, you mentioned a bit earlier about yourself, about taking the time to freshen yourself. Could you expand on that?
Well, I wouldn't say you take a time to question yourself because then you're getting into critical judgment of what you do and don't do.
No, not uh, freshening, freshening.
Questioning yourself.
No, freshening, freshening ourselves.
Oh, freshening ourselves. Okay, yeah. Why not? Why not? Why not do that every day? Why not wake up in the morning and say, I am going to refresh myself. I'm going to really work to another level in my life. Look, I mean, Rudy always used to talk about, you see, you turn on the television and there are these advertisements, and it's always the new something, the new this, the new that. I mean, advertisers know that you got to have something fresh, or people are going to stop buying your products. Well, why don't we treat ourselves that way? The new us, opening to the world. Oh, by the way, Bob, happy birthday. I forgot to wish you a happy birthday.
Thank you.
Welcome. And what's the point of getting old and stale? Tell me, what's the point of it? Oh, but I don't want to. What's the point of it? I mean, if you get old and fresh, you become this delicious human being that will transmit wisdom, knowledge, compassion, love to other human beings. But you have to create that person in yourself. And how do you do it? The only way I've learned to do it is you build a chakra system that's connected to higher energy in the universe. And if you want that energy to feed you, you have to freshen yourself every day. It's not going to come into some, stale robotic person that, it's like a pond of water that no water comes into. I mean, it doesn't work. And we have to live. We can't get bored and lethargic and full of that kind of energy. We have to freshen ourselves. And if you open the heart, if you get centered below the navel, if your mind is quiet, understand, your whole internal life will regenerate itself. It will regenerate itself. Otherwise, it all gets stale. I mean, if you want to paint, you got to constantly be renewing yourself to truly be creative. If you want to dance, it's the same thing. You have to be constantly renewing yourself. And as I always say, life itself is the greatest work of art. And if we don't renew ourselves and refresh ourselves every day, life gets stale. We get stale. And stagnant water attracts very strange creatures. bacteria, germs. You can't drink stagnant water. You can drink water that flows down the side of a mountain. So why not refresh yourself? Makes life more interesting, eh? Every day you have a different point of view. See the world differently. Does anyone have a question? Anyone else have a question?
Thank you, Stuart.
You're welcome, Bob.
Stuart, I have a question.
Yes.
So, for a while, I felt as if I'm on the brink of some sort of change, and I know I felt a lot of resistance. After the retreat, on some level, I felt maybe like something is dissolving. Can you talk about the process of rebirth?
Well, I just spent 20 minutes talking about it. Refreshing yourself. Not allowing yourself to become a stagnant pool of water. Not allowing yourself to become a robot, to, life as a constant repetition of habit. But just, and that can't happen if you connect with infinite energy in the universe in yourself. Because that energy is always fresh. It's beyond human comprehension. And it comes down and it nurtures you, it heals you, it regenerates you, it gives you a connection with spirit. Understand? You begin to see the world differently. I mean, it's very important. Otherwise, God, if people get old, and my God, they get stagnant, lethargic, and it's like living death. And that's rebirth. In order to do that, you have to create the system in yourself that makes you capable of doing it. You have to build, I keep saying it over again, a chakra system that is strong enough to keep you connected to infinite energy in the universe. That energy will create rebirth. It's not going to nurture a stagnant pool of water. It's going to nurture somebody that truly is capable of living and, regenerating themselves. I mean, it's honestly why I'm taking a few days off. I need to regenerate myself. That retreat was so powerful, so strong. I'm still like, from it. I need to regenerate myself. I just do things that I don't ordinarily do. Because when I come back on Monday, I want to bring the best of me to all of you. I don't want to bring a stale Stuart. I really don't. I want to bring the best that I can possibly offer each and every person that comes to these classes. That's rebirth. It's regeneration, resurrection of self, one's inner life, being a servant of higher energy. And the thing that is important to finish this, you got to sustain the work. If you don't sustain the work, because I'm taking a few days, doesn't mean I'm going to stop meditating, you know? The work has to be sustained. But it means I'm going to get away from this computer for a few days, which I think is okay. You know? Does anyone else have a question? Okay, if there are no more questions, thank you. God bless you all. And just remember, look, the ultimate work of art, the ultimate dance, the ultimate piece of music is life. Life. And every day we can recreate life. We can see the newness, the freshness of what's around us. See color, taste, touch. You know, the senses enables us to do this. And life itself is this extraordinary work of art. And in order to embrace it and be fresh with it, we have to be fresh inside ourselves. We have to truly connect with a higher energy and feel that freshness inside ourselves. Okay, if there are no more questions, then there will be meditation next Monday. God bless you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Stuart.
Thank you, Stuart.
Have a
Good night,
wonderful
Stuart. Thank you.
night.
Happy birthday, Bob.
Have a wonderful
Wonderful.
weekend, and I'll see you all
Happy
Monday.
birthday, Bob.
Enjoy your time, Stuart.
Have a wonderful
Thank you, thank you,
refreshing
thank you.
Bye.